This time on Roadkill, we're bringing back the Draguar with more power! Yeah! Woohoo! Whoa! Deja vu all over again here at Summit.
I know. I'm really nostalgic. It's good to be back here. I'm ready to mark our territory once again.
This time we are back in Sparks, Nevada to hopefully accomplish two big goals. First, we're fixing the Draguar, our 1974 Jag XJ12 that is stuffed with a 3D3 small block Chevy that unfortunately has been destroyed by neglect and abuse. We're gonna give it a new heart and of course keep that big supercharger up top. And second, we hope to hit the road and follow up a lead that could fill a big hole in our hearts. The hole left behind by our stolen Maserati pickup truck. This episode's gonna have all kinds of Roadkill nostalgia because just think of the history of the Draguar. This thing dates way back to the very first season of the show when we bought the car that already had a small block Chevy in it. We flew into San Francisco and in a parking lot of a Gatelli's speed shop, which is now out of business, we installed this Wyand 671 supercharger and hit the road, and it was one of our first most epic adventures as we tried to hit the drag strip and failed badly. Most recently, just a year ago, we went from our Roadkill Nights event in Pontiac, Michigan and drove the thing to the NHRA event in Brainerd, Minnesota to have a shootout against Matt Hagan and Leah Pritchett. Unfortunately, in that episode, we discovered that the 383 engine that we had put in this thing had been destroyed by neglect. We'd left the Draguar outside, the cylinder walls rusted, and it was fouling plugs like every 50 miles. It was smoking like you can't believe. And then, on the drag strip, we broke the snout off the front of the crankshaft. And so that was sort of the end of the most recent chapter of the Draguar story. But then, we're back here for more Roadkill nostalgia. This is the same place where we took Mike's wife's El Camino when it smoked actually worse than this thing and drove it all the way up here from LA and engine swapped it right over there in the parking lot and left a mark that is now gone, which is why we're here to replace it.
Yes, you used to be able to see our oil spill from space and you can't anymore, so we needed to come back here and right that wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately this thing is trashed.
Oh, I don't know, there's still a supercharger on it.
I know, that makes it good. That's what we're gonna keep. Everything else goes away. Let's shove it over there and remove it.
You steer, I'll push. It's straight enough.
Man, Summit hooked us up with luxury accommodations this time.
Well, I don't think we get to stand under that. I think that's for the video crew.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that we'll get the motor out tonight, get lazy, go have dinner and a beer, and then we will be done and running tomorrow night.
Step one, I think, lift the whole blower off.
I like that. We leaving the trans in the car?
Yep. Okay, everything's off this side.
They should make these lighter.
You see, we're getting smarter. Disassemble everything before draining fluids and then drain the fluids away from where we will be lying on our back removing the engine.
It's time to mark our territory.
That is clean. There wasn't even rust in that.
Oh, look at how much care just leaked out of that car.
That was like new.
Tell me we don't have to take the headers off. That would be rad.
I don't think we do.
Oh, good. Converter bolts are out. That actually wasn't that bad.
We're so good at taking stuff apart. It goes fast. The engine's just about to come out. We're down to nothing but motor mounts, one bell housing bolt, and getting the power steering pump off. That's it. Okay, trans is supported. Trans bolt is out. Motor ready for plucking. Lift. Okay, it should start to come off the trans. Whoosh. Adios, dead 383. It really is just a victim of the Roadkill lifestyle. Finnegan had it on the dyno once and it made like 650 or maybe even 700 horsepower at like 12 or 16 pounds of boost. Then we let it sit and rot and it lost a ring. And then, while Mike was racing Leah, it actually broke the snout off the crank. You can see that bolt is gone, and it rolled the Woodruff key. And I'm going to show you in our new Blueprint engine the solution to that, but not until tomorrow. Right now, the sun's going down here in Reno, and we're feeling good about what we got done. And tomorrow morning, we're going to roll out that new engine, swap some parts over, and get it back in the car, and then hitting the road. We're going to Idaho.
Well, it's day 2 here at Summit Racing, and we have moved the party from the parking lot inside the showroom because they stole our engine last night, and we still need parts off of it. Things like the fuel pump push rod and the wind intake manifold for our supercharger. I'm going to rob those back right here, right now, and then we'll be back outside putting a much bigger, much cooler engine in the Draguar. This is my first intake swap in a parts store before. I think we got everything. I have freed the intake manifold.
All right.
From the clutches at the store.
This is our new crate engine. It's a 383 stroker based on a 350 small block Chevy, one-piece seal. It's got Blueprint aluminum heads on it, 8.5 to 1 compression because it's meant for boost, and a really small 224 at 50 hydraulic roller cam. They actually sent it with a dyno sheet and say that it makes 450 horsepower, which is really surprising at 8.5 to 1, but it's going to probably make 550-ish by the time we get our blower on the thing. Now, the other big thing that is different about this one than our old engine is, remember how we broke the snout on the crankshaft? That's because it only had one Woodruff key. And the strain of driving the supercharger, which can take like 50 to 100 horsepower, is that it will break that Woodruff key. This one has 2 keys. It's got the factory 3/16 on one side and an additional 1/4-inch key 180 degrees out from that. So it should be stout and shouldn't let that happen. So all we have to do now is bolt on the flex plate and probably the fuel pump plate and throw this thing in the car. And then all the accessories go on there. And finally, Uber charger. This thing's gonna be great. So here's a weirdness. The bell housing bolts and the motor mount bolt holes on this thing are tapped for metric hardware. This is probably the 10,000th small block Chevy that I've fiddled with in my life. I've never seen metric hardware on them, even on the latest model engines. Well, this is it. We're gonna drop that motor in. Hopefully it goes in as easily as it came out, which it never does. Should be the magic.
Shall we?
Oh yeah, we shall.
It's working.
Gravity. Okay, our tilt situation is lousy.
I was wondering about that.
So see if you can let it down and I'll move the chain. And stop.
That is in.
That means this is gone.
Yay! Yay! Practically done.
I'm done. Oh, yikes. Check this out. I just took the distributor cap off. Look at the rust on the reluctor in that thing. If that doesn't verify our theory about the cylinders being rusted on our old engine, I don't know what does. That is a mess. This thing gets stored right by the beach and it just wrecks stuff. Who cut this? This in here. Stuff flying everywhere. Starting to get windy. I think the rain's coming in. That's gonna make this interesting. Last time it was snow. This time it's gonna be wet. Want me to rotate the engine?
Yeah.
There you go. Is it all the way in?
Yep.
This becomes number 1. And we line that right on the magnet. Lock her down. As predicted, rain. Good thing the Summit guys got us this easy up, so we shouldn't get too wet. It's better than snow last time. So I'm just gonna throw the spark plug wires on this thing while Finnegan's inside trying to deal with the blower pulley situation.
So last summer when I broke the Draguar, we kind of lost the lower pulley for the supercharger, and I ordered the wrong one. This one's got 3 grooves, I need one with 2. Once again, no problem. Summit has everything we need. Right here. Perfect. Okay, back to work.
1843.
There we go. Oh man, I'm not having a good day.
What's wrong with you?
I'm not having a good day here.
Dude.
No.
Seriously? Want me to just pour that directly on the ground and save you some trouble?
It's this new oil is slippery or something. Let's try that again. Look at that flow. Look at the control. You're not getting that on other shows. Suspicions confirmed. It's up to here now. I believe there was oil already in here. Gold oil.
Then why did it come with oil? Since it came with oil and instructions that said must use break-in oil, I assumed we needed to put it in. We have to drain all of the oil back out now and go buy oil and put 5 in.
This is why it takes us so long to do anything. It's because we're incompetent.
We?
Well, yeah, you handed it to me. I just did what you said, boss.
Really?
Yeah. We gotta jack the car up again.
Let's do that last.
Just put a blower on. That will motivate me.
Yes, I'm dying to finish the blower pulley thing. Or watch you finish the pulley thing.
I can't be trusted.
I think my jobs are done.
It's time to install our blower pulleys. And these ones are different sizes. The bigger one has 39 teeth. The smaller one has 36. If I put the bigger one on the crankshaft and the smaller one on the blower will be overdriven in relation to crank speed. It will spin faster, it will make more boost. If I flip-flop them and put the blower pulley as the big one, the blower will be underdriven in relation to the crankshaft speed. It will make less boost. So for the purposes of our road trip to Idaho, I'm going to wuss out and put the small pulley on the bottom and the big pulley on the top, slowing the blower speed down and hoping to contain some of the heat. Maybe we won't overheat on the way there. It'll still do burnouts.
All right, Uber pumper.
Ready?
Yep. All right, what we have here is a Wyand 671 supercharger, a pair of Holley supercharger carburetors, 750 double pumpers, and I think we're running the thing 7% underdriven right now. Oh, no, we're not. You put the big pulley on the bottom.
Did I? Oh, I didn't mean for that to happen.
So it's 8% over.
Think about how much faster we're gonna get there.
I feel a lot better now that the blower's installed, even though we're gonna have to rebuild these carburetors and have a big disaster on our hands later. Okay, this one's on me. The water pump is leaking really badly and I have to pull all of this apart and fix that because we got a big water leak.
Oh, wow.
There was no RTV on the underside of this bolt, and that bolt goes to water, and so it was just dripping past the thread. Okay, now it will go back on. Okay, so while that RTV is setting up, I'm gonna drain out the 10 quarts of oil that are in the engine right now. Whoa, so apparently the blue oil is gonna come out first, even though it went in last. Okay.
Let's put oil in again for the last time. 2 quarts this time, and we'll check the dipstick. We're good. Time to start this car. Let's make some noise.
Water pump fixed, oil fixed, ready to start it. I gotta pour in the 1 pint of antifreeze that didn't hit the ground. Okay, I hope water's not falling out again.
How would we know? The entire ground is rainbow color. We've fully succeeded in marking our territory once again.
Let's gas it. Okay.
Put that in so we can backfire the carburetors again.
Fuel. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna have to crank this thing a whole bunch just to get some fuel up to the carburetors and to get some oil pressure, so you're cranking it without ignition, right?
Yeah.
Go for it. That's cranking slow. All right. We got fuel. Did you have oil pressure?
Not yet. I feel like we'll get it. I know there's oil in there.
Yeah. There we go.
We got oil pressure.
Sweet.
It's alive. It's alive.
That is running terrible, and it's blowing a lot of smoke. We're gonna have to fool with the carburetors a lot. See all the smoke coming out the back? That's probably the oil that was in the exhaust system from the old engine because it burned so much oil it coated the pipes, but the carburetors are definitely unhappy.
Yes.
Pretty sure these are the boosters that it's leaking because this needle and seat is stuck, but we have to get it running to find out. And now it's starting to drip right there, see it? Yeah, they're pouring actually. Okay, we got new needles and seats. Ready to fire it back up. Hopefully we fixed it. Yeah, just fiddling with it. Looks like it's gonna be pretty good.
Putting the scoop on for the first time, for the last time, for the third time today.
Watch this. The pins actually work now. See?
We've practically restored this car.
Let it experience its new life in a way to which it is accustomed.
I'm ready to make the donuts.
Yeah. Bringing it back. Man, this car's great. It does the best donuts. It really does. Woohoo! I forgot how fun this is. Wow. We didn't drive this engine 3 feet before smoking tires. It's not even hot yet. Woohoo! Look at the marks this done, dude. Wow.
Oh, this is the best day of work ever.
Woo! Yeah!
This is the greatest car ever.
You wanted to leave your mark on Summit Racing? I think you accomplished that goal because it is puking trans fluid everywhere.
This is probably my finest work.
Here's some more news.
Huh.
We're not leaving until we put new tires on the back now because they're gone. To the cords. I think we're gonna be here again tomorrow. This is ridiculous. Okay, so let's review. My personal victory from today is that the hood finally fits again. Check out the Draguar. For years, the hood is not shut all the way, and now the adjustment's right. It's on the pins. Looks great. And it does amazing burnouts. You know what the key to that is? It's the blown torque and horsepower. It's the turbo 350, but big time, it is the highway rear end gears. It's got like a 294 in it, so it has a ton of wheel speed, makes a ton of smoke. But here's what makes us idiots. Or maybe I shouldn't say us, but the person driving during those donuts that saw 260 degrees of temperature, and the transmission is now puking all over the ground, and our brand new tires are now completely bald all the way down to the cords.
Yeah, same old story. Epic burnouts, a bald set of back tires, and a giant puddle of something leaking out from under the bottom of this car that I am not going to fix tonight because I'm celebrating.
No one told me it was going to be 48 degrees.
Buy pants.
It's cold. What do we have to do? We're still in the Summit parking lot.
We're short on tranny fluid, and we still have rubber on the tires.
Yeah, so we're gonna jack this thing up and figure out, I hope, a dipstick leak because the transmission's leaking. We should probably check the water and then we can put these tires to their end and hit the road. We're fiddling around with this and we're crawling underneath and we can't find any witness mark of where the leak is. Like there's no drip that's obvious. So we're gonna fire it up now and see if we can tell where it's spraying from. Aha. Found it.
What is it?
Turbo 350 has a kickdown cable, and you don't really need it. It's not like a throttle valve cable on a like 700 R4 or something like that, but there is a hole with a little hook on the side of the transmission and a bolt that holds it in. We got nothing in there, so it's all just dumping right out of that. So that is our dilemma. We can fix that.
It's the little things in life that'll get you. Freiberger found this little billet piece that will bolt in there and it has an O-ring, and that should stop all our problems. I can't actually see it.
It's right there, right where your index finger is. Go deeper there. Your middle finger is on the bolt.
Oh, so there's a bolt in there?
There is a bolt in there, but the hole is open.
Can you get the bolt out from up there with a long extension and a wobbly
Let me look.
swivel?
This would have been so easy while the engine was out. Can you steer it on? I don't know.
There you go.
Okay,
Keep going.
that's got to be out.
Yeah.
I've got it. All right, you gonna stick that thing in there?
Oh no. I can't get my hands up there, and I dropped it on top of the transmission.
Perfect. Oh, I see it. There it is. Probably be easier to buy a cable and stick it down in there and just use it as a plug.
Round 2. I have an entirely different part to plug that hole. The other end of what would connect to the kickdown cable is still in the transmission and sticking up, so that nifty solid billet thing won't go in there. This thing has a hole in it.
Cool. All right, coming down.
Pull it backwards just a hair.
It's in. All right. Hopefully we fixed it.
All right. No fair, you had a funnel.
Oh, this isn't good. Check this out. This spark plug boot is probably not very good anymore. Turns out we melted a spark plug boot over on this side too. So let me tell you a fascinating story. Let's go back to circa like 1986. I'm working for an aftermarket ignition company called Jacobs Electronics, and we did RVs, motorhomes. There was a huge problem with them burning spark plug boots because they got so hot on big grades. So we're sitting around a meeting one day going, man, how can we stop spark plug boot burning? And I go, I know. You know what doesn't burn? Spark plugs. So why don't we make boots out of the same porcelain that spark plugs are made from? And long story short, they still make porcelain or ceramic spark plug boots. So, the 30-year-ago Freiberger solves the problem of the today Freiberger. It's amazing.
I didn't know you invented that.
Yep. It'll probably crack though and arc to the header, and then that'll be my fault.
Your product sucks. Well, we have to find out if it leaks, right?
Yeah. Action, action. Seems satisfactory.
It's great.
Ooh, chattery.
Shall we see if it leaks?
Yeah, let me have a look. Not that bad, but it's leaking.
Oh, man.
Pouring?
Yeah.
I noticed that it didn't fit tight in there.
It's that corner, so it's got to be that thing.
Here's our problem, still leaking because we failed to put in the grommet. Finn, help me get this thing back apart so I can shove the grommet in.
Got you, fam.
Okay.
I think it's loose.
Yeah, it's now pouring all down my arm.
Oh, no.
All right. Hopefully we fixed it. Now we got new tires. Drop this thing down, and I think we're on the road. Clear? Yeah. I think it's still leaking, but it's snowing, and I just want to not be in this parking lot anymore, so let's go. Well, that didn't last long. We made it pretty much directly across the street from Summit here at Miller's Chop Shop, which is super cool because these guys do paint and customs and hot rods and all sorts of stuff. They're kind enough to loan us their lift because after me fixing the trans leak 3 times on my back, it's still leaking. And so we're gonna throw it up on their lift here and see if we can find out what's going on. This will be take 4 on transmission leak. Up here on the Happy Lift, we can see that we're still dealing with the exact same problem I dealt with a couple times over there in the Summit lot. I think the problem is that the little hook that you have to attach the kickdown cable to is hanging outside the grommet and fouling it up. All right, I'm taking the bolt out. And yes, the hook was outside the grommet. Now the hook is inside the grommet and it is back together. And fixed. Whew, that was way easier. Little known fact, you think the Draguar is called the Draguar because we drag race it. No, it's in fact because it drags tail and drags mufflers. Check my genius repair. We didn't have any like supplies or tools or anything, and so I ended up using the car's antenna to hold the muffler in place, and it's going to remain there as a permanent repair.
This passed NHRA Tech, by the way.
Technically, it did. Out of here.
get to leave during rush hour.
Perfect. There must have been a plug in that detent cable hole that fell out. There's no way that we made it this far with this thing without that plugged in somehow.
Or while this thing was sitting around, somebody borrowed the detent cable out of it.
Yeah. Outright Garage, can we blame them? Yeah, they're not here. Right. So we're going to Winnemucca, Nevada. Hey, there's police up there.
Oh, let's drive casual here past the officers of the law.
Wow. Runs good.
Ah, dude, it's a beaut.
It's those ceramic plug boots.
Yeah.
After the 4 days that we've had, I'm ready for Winnemucca. Winnemucca, baby. Winnemucca.
We can't be stopped now.
Winnemucca! Made it. That was amazing. It was only 144 miles, but it was smooth.
Well, when you're going allegedly 80 miles an hour, you know.
Dude, this thing cruises 80, 85, no problem. And we made it on 1 tank of gas.
I'm in love with it, I gotta admit.
It's pretty good.
It runs cool, the hood is still on, it stopped leaking.
Does amazing burnouts.
Oh, dude, the greatest burnouts.
It's 35 degrees though. I'm out. Okay, Mike, freezing, let's go. I think we gotta turn the knob, pull off the throttle return spring, and find out what that weird noise is, right? Finnegan went ahead and put the small pulley on the blower, so we have too much boost for 91 octane, so this thing is pinging. And so I just retarded the timing a little bit more. This thing retards timing, has an adjustment of 0 to 3. That's how many degrees it retards per pound of boost.
Don't break it.
Okay, so where are we going? We're gonna cross the Idaho line and find our way to a junkyard where we're looking for a new Mazda?
Yeah, it's like an hour outside of Boise. Met a guy on Facebook who heard we lost the Maserati, felt bad for us and said, I have another Mazda rotary pickup. Still has the rotary in it. It's missing some parts, it's a little beat up, but I think he wants $1,000 for it or something. I mean, it's a steal. It's an RPU truck, has the bed, has the fenders. Oregon?
Boise, 183 miles. That's pretty much it.
All right, so 3 hours. See, I don't think it's pinging. I think it's the hood or something over here.
That didn't ping.
Yeah, I think we're good.
We're good. Oh, dude, the blower belt's gone. That's what that noise was back there.
That's what the noise was. We're in the middle of nowhere.
With no blower belt, no power steering, and no water pump. Oh, this is not good. 3 miles back, I hear this chirping noise.
Oh no.
Oh no?
Oh no.
It's basically the blower belt and everything else. Oh no, don't tell me.
No, don't look, don't look.
Oh dude, what did you do?
I have great news.
What did you do?
The blower belt is still there.
The bad news is...
Once again, the lower pulley is off the balancer.
How did you do that?
I didn't. They were tight, dude.
Oh,
They were tight.
the lower pulley fell off the blower. Oh, dude.
Oh, all right. We still have this. And we still have this. But our problem now is this should be more attached. Dude, they all backed out. These were Loctited. So we're not screwed, but these were all Loctited on there.
Remember when we had to tap the bolt holes in the damper?
Yeah.
They all came out.
Every single one of them backed out.
Wow.
We can put it back
We
together.
can put it back together.
But it's not gonna last.
No.
We got so lucky. Oh my God.
So this is a miracle. We actually dug up the hardware to make this happen with some 7/16 bolts. They're way too long.
That's because they came from an engine hoist.
So we have to drill out the holes in the damper in order to accept an oversized bolt. That means we have to take off the hood, take off the radiator so that we can drill the holes in the damper so that we can tap them to a bigger size so we can put the pulley back on.
And that is all just to get this pulley back on so we can drive the water pump and the alternator. It won't make our supercharger belt pulley go back on there.
Yeah, it'll foul the plugs bad because no boost, no blower, no air movement. Do you have it?
Yeah.
We've got the tent. The video guys don't. And it's hailing right now. It's awesome. Basically, if you take a 3/8 bolt hole and strip all the threads out of it, you have a 7/16 bolt hole, apparently.
Now we can get it straightened up in the hole.
Yep. So now we need spacers.
Spacers. Actually, the socket will work.
Socket is a washer.
Yeah, we use the socket as washers. This is where the blower pulley would have gone. We're not even worried about that right now. We're all about make the alternator and water pump function.
Our plan now is to drive on into Idaho and go to this junkyard where we want to look at a truck for sale. And then tomorrow, our hope is that we can race at Firebird Raceway in Eagle, Idaho. So to get more air through the engine, we're going to take the air filters out. It's running way too rich because we don't have boost. And the other problem is that the ignition timing is currently set up for boost. So I'm going to crank a little more advance in it so it'll run better.
And because the air filters are out, the scoop has to come off. And Dave should have to drive because I'm cold. Looks kind of cool with just carburetor.
That's not bad. Yeah, the plugs are already gone, but hopefully this helps.
It makes me happy that the clouds have parted, the rain has stopped right as we're about to go to a junkyard.
Magical. IQP Auto. Parma, Idaho.
Yeah, that seems like a good place. I got a good feeling about this.
I see Pinto. That's always a good start.
Oh, look at this, dude.
60 Chevy Edsel wagon. Dude, that's even a 58. That's the Goodyear.
Yeah.
I guess we have to go look at the Mazda, but I want everything but the Mazda.
We don't have to. We get to. What are you talking about?
We can get everything.
We came all the way here. Oh.
Ooh, the rest of it, not so much.
That side, not
It's got
clean.
a dent right in the good fender flare. Oh, there's not a rotary in it, though. It's a regular.
Oh. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. The hood is hammered.
We'd have to become bodymen.
Oh, this is not as great as I had hoped.
That's the reason the first one got stolen. It was
It
too
was
nice.
too good. No one would steal this.
No.
The whole quest for this episode was all about building the Draguar to drive to Idaho to find this truck, a replacement for the Maserati. And we had seen it on Facebook, we'd seen pictures, we were super excited about it because the rotary pickups with the factory fender flares are actually pretty rare. But we got here and looked at this one and unfortunately it's just not quite what I was hoping that it would be. We're gonna go ahead and pass on this truck. I guess that Mazda turned out to be kind of a disappointment, but this yard is actually like one of the greatest ones I've ever been to. But we don't have time because we got to fix the Draguar. So what I'm going to do is ask Steve Magnate to come here so that we can give you an episode of Roadkill's Junkyard Gold showing you all of this amazing stuff. And maybe we can even come back here and rescue something later on. But right now, UPS didn't show up, so we don't have parts for the Draguar, so we got to figure out how to like booger it all together to get the blower belt on it so that we can at least go for one final epic burnout for distance, just like the Draguar is known for. So new plan, you're saying don't fix it here, go to the drag strip and fix it and try and run.
Yeah, our fix here is quite temporary. Might as well be temporary at a drag strip. Starter's very unhappy.
What? Dude, what is going on? We better look instead of ruin it. Oh, that's incredible.
I know everything else I've bolted on fell off, but that was tight.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Start is fully falling off. It's a dangler. All right, we can fix this. Okay. Fixed. Back on plan. Handled. I'm surprised how good this thing runs with no blower belt. I wonder if it'll do a burnout on dirt. That worked. Goodbye, fantastic Idaho plate.
So we're just doing a little bit of a mop-up here, and we'll be getting back to racing.
Made it! Firebird Raceway, here since 1968, run by the same family the whole time. That's why I've always wanted to come here.
This place is so cool.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Let's do it.
So we got to go wrench on this thing past tech, and then we're going to come down here and make some passes. So what's going on here is that we had to tap that damper to 7/16 bolts. We're going to use those 3 7/16 bolts to hold the blower pulley on too. This is the pattern that's on the damper, and we're just going to drill right through it to make new holes in the blower pulley.
Time to reinstall our blower pulley. We're about to have boost again.
Baba Boost is back. Cool. Pulley situation is solved. Now I think we should fire it up and time it.
Yes.
Fire it up. Remember out on the highway, we just randomly rotated the distributor a couple times to improve the tune-up when the belt fell off? I have to undo that now and set up the ignition timing for boost. I'm going to put it at 30 degrees, and then I'm going to set the MSD boost retard at 1.5 degrees of retard per pound of boost, which ends up being really low timing, but it's what this thing doesn't ping on. All right, I got the timing set. We just checked the transmission fluid. I'm checking the oil level. We got to put the slicks on it, or drag radials, and then I think we're good to go.
Oh, we're so close to running the car. Dave's putting the slicks on. I have some borrowed 110 octane gas from Beer Boys Racing. We're going racing soon. It's gonna happen.
I really wanted to get the carburetor scoop on here, but it's a whole rigmarole. We just don't have time. Hope that doesn't burn us.
Here we go. I got wood grain, I got imitation sheepskin, I got a Wyand 871 supercharger, Holley double pumper carburetors. I think she's gonna rip.
This is the Draguar, representing the brand Roadkill.
If we get from here to the big end with no oil on the track, I'm gonna be happy. And if we run 11.99, I'm gonna be losing my mind. And it's just gonna be fantastic if it goes anywhere in the 12s.
All right, here we go. Let's do a burnout.
So far, so good.
Come on, girl. Go, 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 go. It doesn't feel that fast, but it is working. Come on, go!
Wow, right out of the box, 1263.
Oh my God, I wonder what it ran. Whoa, sketchy brakes.
1263 at 108 miles an hour. That's not bad for what you put that thing through, and for the elevation here, they said it's about 2,700 feet right now. Huh, not bad.
Oh, that was fun. I don't see smoke. The car's still in one piece. Woo! Blower belt is still on. Our homebrewed repair worked. Okay, so I'm gonna go again, and this time I'm gonna leave the line with more RPM, and I'm gonna shift.
All right, spinning us back for his second pass. I haven't talked to him, but obviously he thinks something can improve because he came right back to make another run.
We good to go? All right, let's try this again.
I really wish we had that carb scoop. Provide a little ram air, keep the air from disturbing the flow across the top of the carburetor. Running them open like that is not good.
Oh, this is better. Much better shifting manually. Go, baby!
1252 and 108 miles an hour again.
Oh, that was fun. Oh, there's more left. I can leave with even more RPM.
So obviously he did something with shift points or something. He knows he's improving. I'm guessing he's going to come right back. It's really good news for us that the mile an hour is the same, because that means that it's not getting hot and losing horsepower.
Let's see. Temp's good. Oil pressure's good.
That is pretty much exactly what it ran in Brainerd.
Hey, it didn't break though.
It didn't break, it didn't oil. We did it. It ran 1252 at almost 3,000 feet of elevation, and I think it'd go quicker if we put more timing in it, but they already shut the track down.
I love this car. I can't believe it even went that quick after lug nuts holding this thing
Oh,
together.
I know.
Like,
well, and fouled plugs, no carb scoop is lousy. I mean, we can run through the list of excuses. We can make this quicker, but I think the big thing is the Draguar is back. That was awesome. So pack it up.
or we could do more burnouts.
Or we could do more burnout. That was loud. Man, that was an awesome time. We had all kinds of roadkill rehashing, reliving the parking lot engine swap, doing epic burnouts, road tripping, butchery repairs, going to a drag strip I've always wanted to go to, and then there's also the little stuff of finding just amazing junkyards, finding a new shop that helped us out right there in Reno. It's just all sorts of roadkill greatness wrapped into one. But there is one disappointment, and that is that we didn't find a replacement for that stolen Maserati pickup truck. The good news, though, is that leaves us a goal to once again go on the hunt in a future episode of Roadkill. Oh, that's gnarly. Yikes.
Some more right over here. And the valve cover. And the intake. Wrenches.
That's a mess. What did you do? Our motor is shiny and new.
Spreading my love all over the motor.
Yeah, you